What's up, everyone? My name is Sleepwell, and today I want to talk about what's going on in the crypto market. If you've been keeping up, you've probably noticed that Bitcoin and the market as a whole has been pumping over the past week. Obviously, it's not a crazy pump, but it's still a little surprising of why that's happening because the economic situation in the world is not that favorable for crypto, and we've been bleeding for the past few months. Well, there's actually a known reason of why the market is pumping, so let's talk about it. The cause of this pump is none other than Kwon. If you don't know who that is, he's the co-founder of Terraform Labs, the company that created the Terra blockchain. On March 14th, he made this tweet. UST, with over $10 billion in BTC reserves, will open a new monetary era of the Bitcoin standard. P2P electronic cash that is easier to spend and more attractive to hold. So if you're not familiar, UST is an algorithmic stablecoin, which means it's not backed by any assets. However, in this tweet, Do formally announces that it will be backed by Bitcoin. What this means is that Terraform Labs would need to purchase $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, and this is exactly what they've started doing a couple days ago. $10 billion is a huge amount of money even for Bitcoin, and making this purchase public is a great confidence booster for the crypto market as a whole. On top of that, Terraform Labs is using their public wallet to transfer the funds they're using for those purchases, so everyone can clearly see when they're transferring hundreds of millions of dollars to Binance to purchase that Bitcoin, and that has created an interesting dynamic. Here's a tweet from Lowstrive from March 21st. Hidden point to today's narrative about this $3 billion from Luna. 9 minutes after they execute their first on-chain transfer of $125 million at 44 UTC, a very aggressive buyer shows up on Coinbase at 53 UTC, purchasing 500 Bitcoin with those limit orders. Someone is watching. Clearly, people are trying to front-run those huge Bitcoin purchases by Terra, thus pumping the price even more. Something similar has actually happened in the past with Tezos. Back in 2019, they had a baking program with exchanges, which resulted in Coinbase needing to purchase $1 million worth of XTZ, and that alone brought in over $25 million worth of volume to Tezos. So far, Terra has purchased a little over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin by doing $125 million purchases every day. They're planning to spend up to $3 billion now, which means we've got just over 2 weeks of hard daily buy pressure on Bitcoin from Terraform Labs. According to Do Kwon, the other $7 billion will be purchased later since Terraform Labs doesn't actually have that much money in their reserves. So yeah, Do Kwon single-handedly brought back the bull market, and many people are trying to game his moves. I'm curious to see how this pans out. Hopefully the bull market carries on even after Terraform Labs runs out of money. And if that happens, it will be clear that the bull market is fully back. Personally, I'm staying cautious until then. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something new.